100 subscribers have been reached. I'm about to show you changes that I've made before I stopped posting videos for a little bit. There's a lot of changes with the system and just other changes with electrical and the exit signs. So these will be in the course of 4 or 5 parts, and they'll also be labeled 100 subscriber special. They'll be in their own playlist, so you can go find them really easily. And let's just get on with the changes. Now, this will be new security system test 13 and new system test 13. So the changes are in the panel room, which is where I'm in right now. Nothing is the same besides the wall next to the door. And let's go ahead and get started. So first thing is, the fire alarm panel used to be right here. Now that has been moved completely, and the fire alarm panel is in a different location, as well as the security panel. There used to be a keypad here. All these holes have been filled in, but very, very poorly, because I didn't wipe it afterwards. I'm just going to go with a rag and wipe that up. And we're going to paint this because of all these marks. The fire alarm panel used to sit here, and there's all these marks where everything used to be. We're going to start where the security panel is. It has been moved to the left side of the board. And the fire alarm panel is right next to it. So everything is now by itself, like without conduit running from here to here and then up to all the devices. Now everything runs from the fire alarm panel, and this security system wires or fire alarm wires go through here to the fire alarm panel, and it's all neat. So there's only one piece of, there's PVC right now, and then it trends over to conduit, and it goes up to the first device. The first device is a no brand. I think this one's rebranded by DSC. It is a no brand security siren. It's generic security siren. And then following the conduit, it goes over to the Gentex Commander 3. Set on strobe only, like the last test. Now it's been moved higher. You can see where all the holes were. I had a problem with this back box, that's why I kept on making a bunch of holes. Well, now it's up there and it works good. Now, I didn't actually test the system. I only tested the strobe on this, but I didn't actually test the horns yet. So nothing has been tested so far. Now, everything else is the same from this point on. Same back box. Going through all the wires right here. And then down to the keypad and down to the pull station. Pull station is the same from the last test. Now, the door chime, remember, used to be on the switch. Now, it's not. You can open the door, it'll chime while the system is on, like this. I don't have a switch hooked up, and I don't think I'm going to, because I can actually turn the system off when I don't need it, but still have this operate. The inside of here is a little bit different. All the wires instead just run on the side of the panel instead of running here, and it was just a big mess. There's some things in here. We still have the switch for turning the system off purposes. Here's all the wires. These are power and the security wires. So here's the wires for the security system. This wire is power. It goes through these over to the security panel right there. And then the auxiliary wires go over here. Or actually, they're hooked up to the fire terminal, so where if I put this thing in the fire and then turn it off, then it'll reset any fire devices. So you can see, and then the wire just runs up to either this for power, or everything else just runs up into here, and no more wires above. The Simply Safe home alarm system is put on top of my fire alarm panel. Here we can plug in, and you can see I added icicles just for something really cool. As well as in here, I also put the projectors in, and right now they're on the forget what this mode is called, Independence Day mode on light show. But we're gonna go move to the second room. Everything here's the same. The icicles actually loop. You can see they go also in here. The same horn strobe and the same pull station has been here the whole time. And the same alarm and the same keypad. So we can go ahead and start testing. Let's get my hearing protection on, and we'll get started. Now all these changes have been made, especially because I wanted a new look to these rooms. And just because I start with the same thing every single time, we're going to start with that pull station right there. Here's another fire alarm device, and this is battery from an exit sign that I pulled out of the trash and doesn't work anymore. But I'll go over that in the next video about exit signs actually. So anyway, we can go ahead and start by pulling that pull station. One more time, I'm going to make sure that, alright, you always got to make sure that silent switch is on. That'll also be part of my 100 subscriber special, is going over how the internals of this panel works. Tried doing it before, but it ended up failing. But anyway, let's go ahead and pull this pull station. You can hear the panel buzzer going off. The text strobe is going off. The fire alarm going off in here. You acknowledge with this switch, and then this one will silence it. You can see that light went on, this strobe is still flashing, and that has been silenced. No audible sounds with the Genesis. I don't have that little module that actually I found out as of recently you can put on the back of the Genesis, and it'll make it a 4-wire device. But except only the strobes will be 4-wire, to where if you try to hook up the horn, then they'll both go off. But if there's still power going to the strobe, then the strobe will still keep on flashing. Really interesting. But you cannot activate this pull station. Still trying to figure that out. I'm going to use relays, but haven't found the time to do that yet. We can start with that. We can actually go with the security system. We can go and test the security system. I want to do the police panic or maybe the fire panic. Let's do fire. Forgot to tell you that was on steady. This thing's loud. How is that loud? It's like so far. That one is my loudest device so far. Just give it a second to clear. There we go. Let's go ahead and reset the pole station. We'll come and do this one real quick. Now I'm going to need a screwdriver to reset this, which I believe I have one right here. Let's try this one. This one might be a little bit too big though. This one, yeah, it might be a little bit. Alright, let's go get one real quick. In my tool bag. Now, that pole station requires the tool to reset, but really it's better than having a key that you can lose. Once you lose the key to a pole station, if it doesn't have a spare, or you don't have the spare, then you're kind of stuck. But with this, you can use any screwdriver, and it will reset. Just give it a few turns, and this thing is automatically reset. I already showed you the last test on the inside, so I'm not going to do that with this test. To reset this fire alarm panel, all you're going to do is flip the switch down first, and then this one. And it's all reset. Let's take my keys. Or no, we'll leave it in here. And we'll go ahead and do this pole station. And the way you pull this pole station, you just pull on this lever. Let's go and activate the fire or the security system too. In the other room. There we go. Let's go and reset the other pole station, and that'll be it for this test. This pole station's a little bit loose, and it may look like it's leaning actually, because this pipe has been redone. So it looks like it's leaning, but it really isn't. I'll go over that in the electrical video that I have planned. Let's reset the panel. And we'll put the key back in the security system to call this a day. Alright, that's it. This is my 100 subscribers special for changes that I've made to the fire alarm system. I'll talk about more changes with the electrical, my projection system, how I have that set up, the exit signs, and then some other things I have out in our garage that I've changed. So let's go ahead and call this a video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, like the video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.